Puis pendant quelques minutes, veuillez rester assis avec vos ceintures attachées jusqu'à l'arrêt complet de l'appareil. Avant de descendre, assurez-vous de n'avoir rien oublié à bord.
This past August, in the middle of the COVID pandemic, I decided that I had had quite enough. So I packed my bags and decided to go to France to spend some time with my family. I have dual citizenship, French and American, so I was able to pass the border without any problems. As I left the US, there was an eerie feel in the airport. I mean, it was so empty, it felt like I was in a post-apocalyptic Hollywood movie. All the stores were closed. Every now and then, I passed a few people here and there, but everyone made sure just to stay 6 feet away from each other. As I walked into the plane, it was even more empty, which, don't get me wrong, was great. I mean, I had a full world to myself, and I was pretty much able to stretch out and sleep. The flight was long, and I had 2 layovers, the first one in Washington, D.C., and the second one in Brussels. When I landed in Europe, it was a shock. It was like COVID was a thing of the past. Everybody was just freely walking around without any worries, and there were so many people. And I remember going in line at the bakery to get a croissant, and there were people so close to me. I just kept on giving them dirty looks and be like, excuse me, personal space? I mean, some people were not even wearing masks because at that time wearing masks was not yet mandatory. So people would literally be outside without any masks. And I remember thinking like, wow, I've just spent the last 7 months living in a place where we're literally standing in line at a grocery store to now coming to a place where people are just eating ice cream outside like COVID does not exist. After a few weeks, I have to admit, I started to get comfortable and I was like, well, if nobody's worried about COVID, why am I going to be worried about COVID? So, I started going out, partying, dancing, drinking, eating out at a restaurant. And then eventually, I got COVID. Luckily for me, it was a mild case, so I recovered pretty quickly. By the time I left France at the beginning of October, things started to get a little bit more serious. The French president announced a new curfew, and all the places that were open during the summer started to get shut down. When I got back to the US, I felt like I had gotten a much needed break from COVID, which was okay, and I was ready to get back to the 4 walls of my apartment. This was my experience traveling back to France in the middle of a pandemic. So what about you? Did you do any traveling this past year? Let me know below in the comments.